Welcome back to Houston Life. Journalist Tom Llamas has spent more than 2 decades traveling the globe, covering some of the biggest breaking news stories of our generation.
And now he has stepped into a brand new role, taking over for Lester Holt as anchor and managing editor of NBC Nightly News. Earlier, I had the chance to chat with Tom about the road that led him here, his personal life, and his very special connection to Houston. I know we only have you for a few moments, so I want to cut to the chase. First of all, congrats on your new role at NBC Nightly News, anchor and managing editor. Before we chat about that, though, is it true you know Johnny Carrabba from here in Houston? Because Johnny was just in our studio like less than an hour ago. He just walked out.
You're joking.
I am not joking.
Yeah, no, he's a friend. He's a good buddy. And I miss Johnny. He's great. So Johnny's this is kind of a funny Houston story, but Johnny's first cousin is one of my best friends, and we met in college. And I've gotten to know the Carrabbas and Piazza family for a long time now. And I've been with Johnny in Italy, and I've been with him in Houston. And he's a great guy. And the Carrabbas family is amazing, and what they've built there in Houston and around this country, it just shows what you can do. It's just they're a great American family. And I've seen Houston through their eyes, and they've taken me to the spot, so I've always loved that.
I love that you have ties to Houston. It is no surprise. We agree. We love the Carrabbas family. Hey, let's chat about your family. So you are from Miami. Your parents fled Cuba as political refugees. How do you think your upbringing really shaped your life and your career goals?
You know, my parents came here with nothing, right? They fled communist Cuba, as you mentioned, and they didn't know the language, they didn't have any money, and this great country called America gave them a second chance. It gave them an opportunity, but more importantly, it gave them a home. And so my parents taught me to love this country, and I do. I think this is the greatest place in the world. They also taught me to never forget Cuba. We still have family there, and my entire life we've sent money and medicine to help our relatives there. I think what it's taught me is that the American dream is alive, man. I believe that because I'm living it. You know, to come to this country, not have anything, and then your son can be the anchor of Nightly News, to me, that's the American dream.
Yeah, not just the anchor of Nightly News, but the first Latino anchor of NBC Nightly News. And Tom, since this program has been on the air over the last 50 years, some of the greats, Tom Brokaw, Brian Williams, Lester Holt, they have occupied this chair. Is it true you were a production assistant for Lester Holt right out of college?
Yeah, I was. Lester Holt Live, and I forgot the name of the other show. He had so many shows at MSNBC at one point, but I worked for him after college as a production assistant. My wife worked for him as well. He's always been such a great guy. He's always been sort of a presence in my life because I've always turned to him for advice. And he's just a good guy. He's a great broadcaster, but he's a great man. And so it is so cool that I'm going to be able to take over for him because he's somebody I've always looked up to.
Tom, so you went to college just down the road from Houston in New Orleans at Loyola, and everyone who has worked with you, they talk about your integrity, your ethics. I mean, you've gotten in there and you have rolled up your sleeves. I feel like this anchor chair for you is kind of figurative because typically you're not in a chair. You're out covering the story. You are on the scene doing the dirty work to bring viewers the story.
Look, Derek, I think if news breaks somewhere and it's causing the country to sort of pause and look at what's happening in this country or overseas, I think I need to be there, right? Because that's in my DNA. Breaking news is in my DNA. It always has been. I bring a reporter sensibility to the show. I think Lester did the same thing. We both believe that being a reporter is the highest calling. And I think that makes you a better anchor. If you know how to tell stories, if you've been there, if you've seen it, it helps shape your questions. It helps shape the way you look at the news. And I think you got to bear witness. You really got to be there.
Well, I have a hard time keeping up with you, Tom, because every time, news breaks, you really make it around the world. I think it's incredible. You wear a lot of hats, including husband, dad. You and your wife, Jennifer, have 3 children. So what do they make of Dad's big promotion?
They're excited, you know. I mean, they sort of kind of put 2 and 2 together. When Lester first announced, my oldest, who was 12, started asking me questions and saying that kids in her school were asking her, and then my middle one picked up on that, and so I was getting bombarded. And then finally, I knew I was going to get the job, but it wasn't official yet, so I couldn't tell my youngest, who's 7, because he's got a huge mouth, and he would have blabbered it out to the school. So we had to kind of keep it secret from him for a while, but we finally were able to tell him, so he was excited, and it's great. I mean, they're so excited. They're so so proud, and they're great kids. And my wife is she's a former journalist, and she holds it together for us. So it's pretty awesome.
We're excited as well for you, Tom. You're the perfect choice for this job. We're almost out of time, but very quickly, these days in the world, people don't trust the media. Things are very polarizing. I mean, it's kind of a strange time, right? So what is your commitment? What are the things that you're going to bring to the table to ensure that you're bringing us the story every night?
Yeah, I think if you follow these two tenets of journalism, and I didn't create them, but I follow them. One is, you got to report the news without fear or favor. I think if you do that, you'll get the story right. But also, you got to be tough but fair. So tough on Republicans and tough on Democrats. I think that NBC News has always done that. It's how I live. It's how I believe journalism should be. And it's what people are going to get every night on Nightly News.
All right. Tom Llamas, anchor and managing editor of NBC Nightly News. Hopefully we'll see you back in Houston, maybe at Carrabba's one night.
We got to do it. It's got great food there. Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Tom. And a reminder, you can catch NBC Nightly News with Tom Llamas right here on KPRC2 weeknights at 5:30 p.m.